So it's very exciting for me to have the first level 1 IFS training happening in Korea. I believe starts August 12th. And I'm very grateful to Psychology Korea and Dr. Kwon.
이번 IFS 트레이닝은 너무 저한테 개인적으로 아주 큰 영향을 미쳤었던 것 같아요. 그래서 처음에 준비를 하면서 당연히 이 트레이닝이 한국에 필요하다고 생각을 했고, 그래서 이걸 할 수 있게까지 많이 노력을 했지만 하면서도 이게 얼마나 잘 전달될 수 있을까, 그리고 그 다른 말을 하는 선생님 제가 통역을 해야 됐기 때문에 어떻게 이걸 최대한 선생님이 전혀 통역을 쓴다는 느낌 없이 그 선생님과 그 트레이너 선생님과 다른 참가자들을 연결시키려고 제가 최대한 신경을 쓰려고 했었던 것 같습니다. 근데 많은 분들이 정말 그 감동을 받으시고 그 메시지들을 하나씩 다 가져가시는 걸 보고 정말 보람이 많이 있었고요. 그래서 제가 정말 이 트레이닝이 한국에 잘 정착이 되고 많은 사람들이 IFS의 그 혜택을 받기 위해서 제가 제 한 몸을, 제 몸과 마음을 도구로 쓰겠다라고 하는 어떤 다짐, 그 의지가 한 번 더 확고해진 계기가 됐었던 것 같습니다. 그래서 참여해 주신 분들 정말 너무 감사드립니다.
It was my first time, and I strongly hope it's not my last time. It was a fabulous experience in every possible way. It was one of the most moving, touching, exciting, thrilling experiences for me as a trainer, and it really surpassed all of my expectations. So, first of all, it's a beautifully organized training. So, all the structure and all the mechanics of this training went beautifully. It was organized in a very thoughtful, smart way, considerate way for everybody, which I think is sort of like creates a basic holding container for people to do their work and to go through the experience. It also is very supportive of a trainer when you don't have to worry about anything, technicalities and the mechanics of running such a training for a week. Additionally, these are people who have been following Dr. Kwon, so they kind of trust her and know her, and they are very high quality professionals, and that I think also contributed to the high quality of experience and learning that we were able to have. People were extremely open to learning and very serious and committed to the learning. It was a very smooth training in terms of you never had to remind people to come on time when they came and sat down. You didn't have to spend time trying to get them to settle down. They came, they sat down on time, totally ready to learn, and were focused and taking in everything at every given moment of the teaching. They were also exceptionally open to doing their own personal work and going through their own process. People were open and courageous. They shared some very, very deep things, personal things. They were really mindful of what was going on inside of them, watching their parts, having an increasingly more and more self-energy on board, which was very much sensed in the room as a group. And people were really changing in front of our very eyes. So that was incredibly rewarding and special. Yes, I was a little worried about working with a translator because I feel that the language is very important in this teaching, and I try to be very accurate, very precise, very clear in my language. And the translation is really important because what the participants hear, what the participants really receive, is the translated version of what I said, not what I actually said. And I had the most incredible experience with Dr. Kwon as a translator. First of all, she is a very, very experienced IFS therapist. So she didn't just translate the words, she was able to completely and fully convey the ideas and the spirit with which I was saying what I was saying. So I know that the translation was so accurate and so precise because I could tell by people's understanding and people's questions. There were no questions of confusion, didn't understand what was said, because I think it was delivered by the translator in such a perfect way. And when people ask questions, I could tell by the questions, by the depth and the nuanced nature of their questions, that they totally got it, that they totally, fully understood. And that was an incredibly wonderful experience. It was more than a translation. It was really a beautiful delivery of everything I was saying. Yes, this group of people was really of exceptionally high quality. I do not recall another training where almost like a third of the participants had PhD degrees. All of them master's degrees of different psychological, psychotherapy, relevant professions. So the level of knowledge in the room to begin with was high. The whole language of psychology and psychotherapy was very comfortable for all the participants. These are people who know how to study. They know how to sit themselves down and be very serious about the whole learning experience. But as I said, there was a certain kind of openness and willingness to go deep inside for everyone, to really do your own work, to be open-minded and really courageous and self-led in this process. They were open and supportive of each other. For each other, they created a real safe container. I saw it in the big group. I saw it in the small groups. I got to be a PA in a practice group, so I was able to intimately see people work as clients and as therapists. And it was really magnificent to see how deep, how many deep processes people were able to undergo and share with others in very trusting and profound ways. I could see that at the end people didn't want to say goodbye. It was really hard for everybody to part from the group, from the container, from this experience. So very strong bonds were created between people. But I know that this is just an indication of the strong bonds people were creating inside themselves, between their self and their parts, and the harmony that many of them have, increased harmony they have experienced inside themselves, which again manifested in the relationship outwardly. It's very special. That is so moving for me. I want to say thank you for allowing me to participate in your personal journey, even for a short time, but in a very meaningful way, in a very deep way. I feel honored and privileged that you've allowed me to do that and be with you these days. I am so thankful for how you opened your heart to me. It really made me feel like I am family. And the fact that I come from the other side of the world, from a different culture, with a different language, meant nothing. After 2 days, I felt like I was so connected. We were so connected. There was no distance. There was no estrangement in any way. So I really feel connected to each and every one of you. You are in my heart. And I hope and I strongly believe that we will get to connect again and do some more beautiful work together. So thank you. I want to say that as I was privileged during these days to hear people's personal stories and understand a little bit more the fabric of this country and this culture, I realized that this is a country laden with legacy burdens, with pretty tragic history, and not the very distant history that is still really strongly reverberates in the spirit of the people. This is also a country that sort of like really boosts itself up in the past 50 years, and really almost like what did in 50 years what other countries do in 200 years. Incredibly successful and formidable, but also the stress of that is also showing on the individual and on the family structure and the community structure. I think that IFS has such potential to heal in this country on every level. This group of people, these are people in key places. They are university professors, they teach people, they supervise people, they work in large organizations, they have impact. This creates a ripple effect that can get very far, very deep in this country. And I strongly feel that we need as many more trainings as this one, as many more as can be coordinated here by those wonderful organizers, because there's such a need, again, not just on the personal level, but really in societal and familiar and communal levels. It could really make a difference in this country. So I feel that the more IFS we can spread here, the more of a blessing this could be to this country. I want to say to CSL, I want to say to trainers that would be lucky enough to come here, don't let the distance scare you. This is an incredible human experience. This is an incredible personal experience. Seoul is the most beautiful city that can compete with every Western, very advanced, beautiful Western city in the world. It is filled with culture and colors and diversity and surprises. This has been a wonderful experience, which I will definitely want to repeat. Anyone who gets a chance to do this, I highly recommend.
샬롬 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 당신들에게 평화 있기를
So